basically, what you get is about sort of 15 minutes of sort of contextualized stuff about awful stuff in the in the DRC, in the Congo, and terrible civil wars and exploitation and people doing awful things. And then there's going to be an assassination that's going to be committed, and then it gets committed, and then he has to go in the wind. Sean Penn's character, Jim Terry, has to go in the wind. That means he has to sort of disappear, leaving behind the one he loves, who falls into the arms of Javier Bardem.
Why are you speaking in a strange way?
Because it's the idea of you go in the wind, because it reminded me of that. It reminded me of Nell. Tay in a ween, tay in a ween. You don't remember that, do you?
No.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an audience out there who understand entirely what I meant when I said tay in a ween.
The rest of us don't.
The rest of you didn't. Okay. So then it cuts to some time later. He's become humanitarian rather than being a sort of evil corporate person. Who does terrible things and assassinations. He's become somebody who's humanitarian, but
it's like atoning for his.
He is atoning. Well done. They should have called it Atonement 2. He is atoning for his sins, but somebody is out to get him. So he goes to go and see his superior to find out what's going on. His superior, as we know, is played by greatest actor Evs. Mark Rylance, here's a clip.
You look worried, Jim. What is it?
Terry, who all knew about Project Cavalry?
Why do you want to dig up that history?
I was in Congo for the last year. Yesterday, 3 Indigs came after me, specifically after me.
Specifically after you? That's not good. Well, for all those sakes, I hope you're wrong. Who knew about Cavalry? You and me, Reed and Bryson, but we're all brothers. The clients knew, of course, but who they were, I don't know. I mean, mining corporations, politicians. That information was way above my pay grade back then. Felix Marty was the only civilian who knew about it. He was the only direct contact with the clients. I think if your gut instinct is that this trouble is related to Cavalry, then we should both track down Felix Marty, find out who's behind it. The last I heard, he was back in Barcelona. I think I should track down Reed and Bryson and give them the heads up. I think they might be operating still. We should keep in contact about this. How can I reach you?
I'll call you. You keep your eyes open, because they could be coming after you, too.
There's a lot of Basil.
Yeah, I mean, even best actor Evs can't make that stuff fly off the page, can he? And so, basically, you get a little bit of this kind of political backstory. There's context, there's stuff. But actually, all that stuff is there for is to justify 100 minutes of essentially Pierre Morel, who's the guy who made Taken, and he does what he does. It's ammo porn, running around, jumping, shooting, and this time it's essentially Sean Penn pulling a Liam. He's decided that
is that now a phrase?
Well, it is now. Yes, I've done all this serious acting. I've done all this stuff. I've done all this socially conscious stuff, and there's a little bit of that in there. But basically, what this movie is about is look at the pecs on me.
Well,
look
it is
how
quite
much I have been in the gym. I look
good.
fabulous with my shirt off. I'm just going to spend some more time walking around with my shirt off, and then I'm going to do lots and lots of running, jumping, and shooting. And then there's going to be some sort of car chasey stuff, and then more runny, jumpy, shooty, and then we're going to go to a bull ring in Barcelona where Mark Rylance is going to appear and attempt really hard to look like he cares. I mean, it's a funny thing, because I like Sean Penn very much, and when he came on the programme, he was interested in the thing, but it is the most bog-standard, generic action pick with sort of little nods towards what it, there might be a political subtext, there might be stuff contextualising in the background, but honestly, all of that is irrelevant. It's just another Pierre Morel movie. The film is based on a book. But actually, the author of these events is Pierre Morel, who's just doing, more of the same. And the problem with it is that you kind of expect more from Javier Bardem, from Sean Penn, from this kind of calibre of. Look, don't get me wrong, I like a good action movie, and in a moment we'll talk about Jason Statham. But you felt the same way as I did. I mean, I know, you found it with Sean Penn an interesting interview, but you felt exactly the same way as I did, which was absolutely bog standard, unremarkable, generic, with an awful lot of look how much I've been in the gym recently.